What might be anthropology's USPs? You know, the marketing lingo, our unique selling points when it comes to the public. We can draft a list together. Hopefully we can do that in our discussions, but let me suggest a couple here. Anthropology enables and develops critical thinking and thus contributes to strengthening and sustaining democratic ideals. Truly democratic ideals. And here I would really want to emphasize that a big part of the power of our discipline rests in the questions it asks, not in the answers it provides, in the questions, big questions. And I think the public really wants to engage with our big questions. And those questions help us to think and act more critically, and to engage in public debates, and to hold our leaders accountable, and to help keep our democracies healthy or on a healthy path, and also to just help us make better choices for ourselves. Second, and I think it's another great strength that has to be added to our USPs for our public, is how anthropology attempts to answer our questions. Right? In other words, our methodology. And here I'm not talking about research, because the public doesn't engage in formal social scientific research. I'm talking about the way anthropology insists we go about trying to answer those big questions of ours, collectively or individually. And that is through, well, you know, empirical participant observation. It's about learning by doing, experiencing, and engaging with difference. And in the public context, this methodology translates into an insistence that in order to know and understand difference, or to understand it more, one must take part in it, become a part of it. So instead of forming all sorts of negative opinions about your neighbor, for example, because you've already decided about what he or she likes or doesn't like or does or doesn't do, invite them over for a barbecue and get to know them. Literally, do some anthropology at home. There is public value in our methodological approach, our assertions, for the everyday of living our lives together. And the last USP that I want to direct us toward for now relates to the inherently holistic nature of our discipline and the importance of that type of orientation in this age of really hyper specialization. And it seems to me that this long road, really from the late 19th century, even before, toward greater and greater specialization, it continues. And that we continue to lose the ability to maneuver through the productive spaces in between. And I'd point, for example, to my former university surrendering to specialization over its sort of founding liberal arts and sciences principles. And I'd point to the AI craze that we are currently experiencing, and that's extracting from society vast amounts of human and financial resources right now. AI, you know, is a sort of dominant form of specialization that is silencing other fields of knowing, and actually ways of being, I would say. And we haven't yet even had time to consider the future repercussions of sort of AI knowledge incest, which is still to come, and which I think is going to probably narrow things to an even greater extent. So my point is this: anthropology's insistence that we gain better understandings and insights, better answers, by moving across and through various aspects of being human, and across and through various ways of knowing us humans, and really here I'm talking about inter and transdisciplinarity. It's part of our discipline's DNA, right? And it is an approach to knowing and living that seems to be in short supply these days. And I think it's much needed. So taken together, these first three USPs point me toward what I have been calling anthropology as life skill. Anthropology is a contemporary life skill for this day and age. All people, I think, can benefit from some anthropological orientation, and the world as a whole can benefit from some anthropological orientation. So anthropology as a life skill would be just like reading or writing or arithmetic or financial literacy or computer literacy or self-care. We need it to get through life, and we need it to get through life together.